What's going on, everybody? B. Scott, I'm here with
G.O.D.
And on today's show, we got our matchup video. It's Friday night matchups. We go through every single matchup, our picks, predictions, all that good stuff ahead of week 2 of the NFL season. So keep it locked and loaded right here at the First 4 Downs.
Yeah, drop the logo.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. B. Scott, G.O.D. here, and we're going over the matchups. Friday night matchup video. We're going to go through every single matchup. So before we get to today's content, don't forget, like the video, subscribe, share, thumb bell, all that good stuff. Comment, drop a comment. If you don't agree with us, that's fine. We'll be glad to talk to you and give us our, discussion even further from what we're already talking about.
This is my thing. This is what I do. I call these games all the time. And, if you want to make some money, if you're betting, right here.
All right.
Talk.
Yeah. So let's dive into the first matchup.
Let's go.
We got Buffalo.
All right.
On the road against Miami. Buffalo favorite 3.5. Over under 47.5 in this game. Buffalo's destroyed Miami, especially over the more recent past. Last season, you saw it. Josh Allen made quick work of them in week 16, 17.
Yeah.
56 points against them. So, Josh Allen 5-1 against Miami Dolphins. 4-0 in his last 4 starts. 12 touchdowns, only 1 interception. It's going to be I would say it's pretty safe to say Buffalo's going to win the football game. Should be bouncing back from a tough loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, I think so too. That was a tough game last week. Pittsburgh was there for everything that they wanted to do, except for offense. But it is what it is.
Yeah,
that's a whole nother conversation that we'll cover in the matchups coming down here pretty soon. But this Buffalo game, yes, 5 straight games. Buffalo's beat Miami 7 out of 3 in the last 10. And you look at this, nothing has really changed for Miami on defense that's going to stop Josh Allen.
Yeah.
You look at last year, in the last game, what did they have, like 52 points against these guys?
Yeah.
Come on, this is cakewalk. I think the bookmakers are like really tripping with this 3.5. I'm going to take that all day. I'm picking Buffalo 3.5. But you look at Miami, what they run on defense, the cover 0 and this man defense, and they really blitz. If you remember last year, Josh Allen was one of the guys that was like really top prolific in picking apart blitz defenses.
Yeah.
I think that's going to happen here. And you think about like them having a chance on offense with Tua, and now it's supposed to be more structured for him to be a quarterback in this league, because last year was supposed to be designed around Ryan Fitzpatrick or whatever. But again, there's no Will Fuller. He's pulling the Will Fuller. Devontae Parker did show up last week with 80 yards on a couple catches. We'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? There's an advantage where they can run the football a little bit here against Buffalo, but they stymied pretty much this Najee Harris guy last week that everybody's high on. So I don't really see a real clear-cut way for Miami to pull this off at all. I think the 47.5 is really average and really low for an upset to happen here. I got Buffalo 3.5 all day long.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to take the over in this game at 47.5. I think there'll still be plenty of points to be had. Also, if you want to buy down some points, I'm okay with buying a point down, maybe 2.5 or 3. I think they're going to win by a field goal at least, regardless. So that's where I got them at, 30-27. That's where I really think this game's going to be. It's way over. So we'll move to the next matchup, Cincinnati. On the road against Chicago Bears. Chicago favored by 2.5. Over under 44.5. Now, Chicago at home in home openers has actually been under 44 points in the last 4 or 5 years. So these are against elite teams. I mean, you got right here Green Bay, Seattle, Atlanta, Philly. These are all home openers in which Chicago held these games under that spread. So I get it. We're looking at the Cincinnati Bengals coming to town. The offense looks good. It actually looks very well balanced. You saw last week, 27 pass attempts. That's it for Joe Burrow, who was averaging 40 through the first 10 weeks last season.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon, 29 carries in that game last week. So you know what? I have a feeling I'm going to take Chicago Bears here. They play well at home. They play good in their home openers. The defense kind of got roasted a little bit last week by Matthew Stafford and company. And yes, we'll talk about them later too, but they're obviously a top 3 to 5 team in the league no matter what right now. That's the way they're looking. I just got a feeling I think Chicago's going to take this game 23-20. It's going to be under the 44.5.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. You know what I'm saying? Cincinnati is obviously a different football team than we know the Bengals to be. Yeah. They look way better on defense, and on offense, they look pretty good. Especially you've seen the promise of Jamar Chase. Mm-hmm. Hopefully he can do this in this game, knowing that Chicago's D-backs are pretty much trash. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got Goldman in the middle at the nose tackle position, who's a dog right there. You know what I'm saying? To help stop the run game. He is questionable. He missed last game. And we know Mixon and David Montgomery both looked well last game.
Yeah, of course.
So, I think this is be more of a pace type of game. And I don't see a lot of points scoring here. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we see Justin Fields in this game and Andy Dalton struggles, all bets are off.
Yeah,
but
of course.
At this point, knowing what Cincinnati can do, you look at, they kept up scoring with a very potent offense in Minnesota last week.
Yeah.
Took it to overtime, which I feel like Minnesota got screwed pretty much. You know what I'm saying? They got a touchdown call back and a fumble call that really wasn't a fumble. But I think Cincinnati's for real. And I really think I like the bet of Cincinnati plus 4. I'm going to buy the 1.5, and I'm going to call it like that. Maybe Chicago still pulls this game off, but I don't think it's going to be an easy game to win. Now, they do play typically very well at home, and, like you said in the openers, they're pretty good. So,
Yeah.
But I really don't think that Cincinnati's going to back up. I think they're going to keep coming. Like you said, Joe Burrow last year, he's not afraid to throw passes. You know what I'm saying? So they can keep coming and keep coming and keep coming, and I think that's what they're going to do. And, 4 points, Cincinnati, that's what I'm taking.
Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with that bet, too. It falls in line. I just think Chicago's going to pull this one out. Falling down 0-2, it's going to be tough. Obviously, they want Justin Fields to come in anyway. I know we want Justin Fields to come in. So, but, okay, so we're split on that. And this is one of those games. There's about 4 or 5 games this week, especially, where I'm like on the fence.
Yeah.
Really, it could be swung either way. So, on to the next matchup, Denver Broncos on the road against Jacksonville Jaguars. I got a road right here. Jacksonville looks a mess, period.
Yeah.
Denver favored by 6, over under at 45. I still think there's possibility for this to be over. Now, Denver, they played very well against the New York Giants last week. Jacksonville just doesn't look good to me. And all the way around, I don't like Jacksonville at all, especially this week. I'm taking Denver, and I'll take the 6 points.
Yeah, there's a lot of games that I'm staying away from, but this one is barbecue chicken. Period. 6 points, Denver. Look, Jacksonville's bad. You know what I'm saying? 3 picks last week, 10 penalties. Very bad against the run. They let Mark Ingram run on him for 26 carries, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he was running like 2 yards every time. He broke out like a couple of times. I don't understand that. But, Urban Meyer, I don't know. It's a very bad start for that team. I think Urban Meyer is still in college, and he probably should wake up because I don't see a really good output for Jacksonville right now the way that they're structured. Looking at Denver, I think they're going to run all over the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about the passing game too much. Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams, I like it a lot all day long. Like I said, it's a barbecue and we eating chicken.
Yeah,
Denver,
absolutely.
6 points.
Okay, 27-20. I'm giving Jacksonville 20 points. I feel too bad for that. I think Denver's going to handle them. Pretty safe to say, unless Jacksonville comes out and is a whole different team. Really, they got to bring the new coaching staff and figure out something different.
They got to bring the all-time Buckeyes in there for them to win this game.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's going to be tough. So, Houston, next matchup on the road against Cleveland. This game, Cleveland favored by 13, 48 over under. Houston looked good, but are they real? A lot of people. Here's the deal. This is how I see Houston. It's a veteran team with a lot of players on there that know how to play football. That's the best way to describe it. Are they a complete team? I really don't think so. And I think Cleveland's defense is a lot better than a lot of people want to give them credit for, especially after last week. They played the Kansas City Chiefs.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like you can't just judge and throw it out the window. Oh, well, the secondary's trash and blah, blah, blah. It's Tyreek Hill. No one can stop that guy, period. Yeah, they had a couple of mistakes, but I think Cleveland's going to come out in their home opener and really just handle business. They're going to be able to run the football all day long against this Houston defense that was bottom against the run last season. So I like Cleveland. I don't know if I can take that many points as the spread. I think they're going to end up winning by 10. I think Houston will score some points. So I got it written down here, 27-17. That puts it on the under of the 48. And I think Cleveland's going to win the game no matter what.
Yeah, I looked at it too. I was like, Cleveland can score 40 points and still be under. Yeah, they looked good last week against Jacksonville.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it is what it is. There's a remnants of a lot of things that was there for Deshaun Watson. You look at that offensive line, built to protect him. They still got Tunzel there. And you got Tyrod able to do what he do. So, maybe they do score a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Cooks still look good. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But
13's a large number. That's all I'm saying. It's 2 touchdowns. Yeah. I'm not saying that can't happen.
Yeah, the
You know
money
what I mean?
line is too big for me. I would never take the 700 there, but I'll probably take the over 40. I mean, under 48. I think Cleveland just wins the game handout.
Okay. Yeah,
know what I mean?
I'm okay with that. I'm on the same boat. I think I just think Houston's gonna be able to score points. So
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
okay, that's all right. On to the next matchup: Las Vegas Raiders on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh -6.5, 47 over under. I like the over in this game. Josh Jacobs has already been ruled out. We know it's a short week for the Las Vegas Raiders that really played 5 quarters of football, not even 4. And an outstanding win, don't get me wrong, at home against the Baltimore Ravens team. But now they're traveling to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh at home, coming off a big victory against the Buffalo Bills.
Terrible towels.
I don't think the Raiders can get it done here. I mean, obviously, the upset Raiders, you never know. They could just keep it rolling and beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. But I think I'm going to take Pittsburgh. I don't really like the 6.5 personally. I think, I'll take the money line on that one.
Yeah, me too.
And then I think with that one, like I said, I think it's going to be over. The last 4 times these teams faced each other, every game's been decided by a field goal. So is that going to change here? I don't know.
Man, for me, it's like this. The Raiders, 13 straight games, a loss after a home win. And Pittsburgh Steelers are 7-8 after a road win. Now they're going back to Pittsburgh. They see these Raiders, who did look good last week against Baltimore, but they're hurt. They got Gerald McCoy missing in the middle. If Ngakoue plays, he's going to be limited at most.
Yep.
Now we're learning that Nassib also questionable, but they do have Cleveland Farrell. Hopefully that's activated here in this game. You look at that offensive line. They already lost the offensive line in this game. So, I mean, they're already banged up going into this situation. Josh Jacobs out.
Peyton Barber's the starter, man. That's John Gruden, man.
Hey, man, I really don't trust 15 minutes of Brian Edwards putting up 80 yards in this game, you know what I'm saying, against Joe Hayden in the secondary. So, you know what, I'm going to take Pittsburgh money line. It is what it is. I'm not sure about the points because, I mean, is Pittsburgh really going to score that many points like that? You know what I'm saying? You look at Najee Harris again. Maybe Najee Harris just absolutely beasts this week just because the Raiders are hurt that much on defense. But, I got the Pittsburgh in the terrible towel swinging, Ben Roethlisberger. Old school shit. And this is probably the only game that they're gonna have a positive like that. At home.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. I still think it's gonna be over. I got the numbers right there in the 30s, like 30 to 24, something like that. Maybe 28 to 21.
Yeah, maybe the 6.5, but I'll take the 270 on the money line, whatever on the parlay.
Yeah, of course. So we'll move to the next matchup. Los Angeles Rams on the road against the Indianapolis Colts. Rams 3.5 favorites. I'm actually surprised that number's not higher, to be honest. How well they played last week and how bad the Colts looked last week against Seattle, even at home. So I'm shocked with that number. The over-under is 48. I got a feeling it's going to be under in this one. I really do. I got to take the Rams. I'm going to take them at 3.5 even because I think you saw last week what they did to the Chicago Bears. Really was super efficient. Yeah. Played very well on every single facet of the game, period. They ran the ball effectively. I mean, albeit it wasn't great, but they still did it effectively when they needed to. You saw what Stafford did. You saw the defense. Who is Carson Wentz going to throw the ball to? Is Jonathan Taylor going to have 150 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns? I mean, that's what he's going to need against a front that is really, really good.
And I think that's what that spread is like indicating. You know what I mean? I think, looking at David Montgomery last week and how he ran on them, I think that they think Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines can be effective. And looking in the last year, how they were really beasts. You know what I'm saying? Running the ball, catching the ball, and how they did it last week, catching the ball. I think that's the game plan going in, and they think that they can keep up in this game. But I think if they get behind in this game early, they're not built to come back. You look at Michael Pittman last week, he disappeared. Where was the passing game?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Zach Pascal opened up for 2 touchdowns, but, other than that, we didn't see no Mo Alley Cox. We didn't see none of this. So, Carson Wentz against his pass rush with, Aaron Donald, of course. I just don't see how they keep up in this game, to be honest with you. Matthew Stafford, like you said, looked very good. Darrell Henderson, 94% snap share. He should look better in this one. You know what I mean? So you look at Chris Carson, got the receptions, 91 yards on the ground. They should dominate and dictate this game all the way through, I think. You know what I mean? I'm taking the LA Rams money line and a slight lean on the over if they can pad a little bit of stats in the end. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I think they're going to be able to score at will. Xavier Rhodes out again for another game. So it spells shootout, but I don't know if Carson Wentz could produce a shootout.
Yeah, I don't see it. Michael Pittman and Paris Campbell both got added to the injury report on Friday with a little nagging injury. So, and they're both questionable. Not saying they're not going to play, but it's never a good sign when you get added to the injury report late in the week. The Rams at 3.5. I could see this going up a little bit. I like the Rams in this one too.
Yeah, me too.
Obvious. So we'll move to the next matchup: New England Patriots on the road against the New York Jets.
New York Football Jets.
There's not much of a question here, in my opinion. New England favored by 6. Bill Belichick does not lose to rookies. If you look at last season, he held Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers to 0 points in the game. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry. I'm taking the 6 points. No problem. I'm taking New England. I'm probably going to take the under on this one. I know it's low, but man, I honestly, I got it 24-6, New England.
Hey, head up. I'm not putting this in the parlay at all. I think New England wins it, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Probably by 5. You know what I mean? But 95% of the money is on the over in this game. So that's really scary. I'm probably going to take the under if I was betting the under in this game. But I think ultimately, you look at New England's defense and you look at Mac Jones, I think they'll be able to control this game. That 125 yards rushing last week, I think they'll be able to do it again on this Jets team.
Yeah, Carolina. Yeah. Last week, I think they just let up, and that's kind of why you saw Zach Wilson end up getting those touchdowns. Yeah. Bill Belichick does not let up.
No, he don't.
You know what I mean? So, I'm sorry. His stats, I want to say, I heard a stat today, 7-1. Belichick is against a rookie quarterback that has a rookie head coach. He's 7-1 against them. New England all the way.
Yeah,
that's a lock for the week for sure.
Let's move on.
New Orleans Saints on the road against Carolina Panthers.
This is one I'm completely staying away from.
Yeah, this is one that I'm on the fence with. New Orleans at 3.5. If you want to buy it down to 2.5, okay. I think New Orleans does get this done, at least by a field goal. But you got to worry. There's some injuries they got on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, Davenport, Marshall Lattimore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Lattimore's looking like he's not going to go. I can't trust Sam Darnold even at home. I know they got a healthy Christian McCaffrey. I don't know if I can trust Sam Darnold to get this win. It's a tough divisional game. So, and New Orleans, they haven't lost in Carolina since 2016. So, I'm going to roll with the Saints minus 2.5 if you can buy that point down. I think they're going to win at least by a field goal. I got 24-17 right now. I mean, I guess you don't got to buy it down. But that's what I'm thinking, 24-17.
Oh, my God. That's so hard for me. You know what? The total is 45. I'm going to just say it's over.
Okay.
I see an over game here. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, Jameis, 5 touchdowns last week. He looked very efficient.
Yes.
The defense did put him in good situations, even though they were dinged up a little bit. Yeah. So, but, on the other hand, Carolina's defense is no joke either. You know what I mean? So, it's hard. Oh, my God.
I know. This is really a tough pick.
This is a tough pick. I'm going to stay away from it. But if I had to pick somebody to win, I'm going to take Carolina at home.
Okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I had to pick, I'll take Carolina at home.
Okay. All right. Moneyline Carolina?
Yeah.
Okay. The little underdog pick. On to the next matchup. This is my underdog pick of the week. I think a lot of people are on this pick. Yeah. San Francisco 49ers on the road against Philadelphia Eagles. San Francisco favored by 3. This line's moved a couple times, even just from you in the morning and me doing it tonight.
Yeah, for real.
3.5 to 3. So 50 over under. That tells me there could be a decent amount of points scored here, plain and simple. San Francisco 49ers really let up on the Detroit Lions, gave them a lot of points, gave them a chance to actually come back in that game, which was incredible. Philadelphia Eagles played a great sound football game against an Atlanta team that looks like a mess. 3 touchdowns from Jalen Hurts, 260 passing yards, something like that, 60 yards on the ground. Jalen Hurts looks good. This team is healthy right now. It's got a healthy offensive line that played well last week. It's also got a healthy enough defense. San Francisco coming to town. They're already banged up, especially on the defensive side of the football. Their running back, Raheem Mostert out. Elijah Mitchell, we'll have to wait and see how he does. I think he can have an okay day here, but I really think the Eagles are going to win this game. They beat this team last year when really they weren't even playing well. Yeah, winning to San Francisco and won. Shocker. You know what I mean? So
old school rivalry.
I'm going to take Philly this game. It's got the -3, so I'm going to take Philly. Honestly, +3 is fine. 28-27.
Yeah. San Francisco's back-to-back on the road. And the injury bug is already biting them. You got Verrett out. Mosley, he's questionable at best. You know what I mean? He did return to the practice field, but, I doubt he plays. He's listed as doubtful right now.
Yeah. Greenlaw's
out. You know what I'm saying?
Kinlaw's hurt. Armstead's hurt.
They hurt.
Bosa's probably still on a pitch count, maybe.
You look at the running backs last week, DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams, both like burnt them up. You know what I'm saying? They
Well, it was garbage time. I mean, lots of dump offs. They still scored
93 yards rushing and a touchdown, 120 yards receiving and a touchdown. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I mean, I don't know if San Francisco, if they get in a shootout with these guys, I don't know if they can keep up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What is Jimmy? Are we going to see Trey this week? Because
you probably see him for 3 or 4 plays at least.
On this offensive line, there's grown men. On this defensive line, there's grown men. And the game starts at the snap. So, already the Niners are going through these injuries, and the snap share on the defensive line was already in and out, you know what I'm saying, because they weren't healthy with Nick Bosa, Greenlaw, all these guys, you know what I mean? So, man, I don't know what's going on in San Francisco. I really don't. I know Debo will be there, you know what I mean, to show up. Will Kittle show up? Who knows? You know what? I really got Philadelphia +4. Maybe San Francisco pulls this one out. I don't know. But I really feel like my heart is in Philly.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat. I really think this is the upset of the week where I feel the most comfortable taking an underdog. I mean, some of these games, they're damn near pick 'em. You already know it. This is one of them where I think Philly's going to get it done. Yeah. By 1 point, it's going to be great. On to the next matchup, Atlanta at Tampa Bay. There's not much to say here. Tampa Bay. 12.5 favorites, obviously. Over 51.5.
God,
I still like the over in this one because I think Atlanta.
Over 51?
I do, yes. So I think Tampa's going to be able to score enough points regardless. It doesn't matter. My worry is you look at last week. There was a lot of expectations in which, like Dak Prescott, I get it. It's Dak Prescott. It's a little different. But to play as well as he did against this defense, I was surprised. And the defense looked sloppy. We saw a lot of penalties, a lot of just boneheaded moves that really cost them certain areas of the field. And so I think that's why Dallas played as well as they did. So I worry that coming in, they're still not going to be able to get that done. They're going to beat Atlanta. They're going to beat them by 12.5, in my opinion. I have them beating them by 14. But I still think Atlanta's going to be able to get enough done to score some sort of points.
Well, here's the thing. Atlanta seen the Eagles last week. Yep. And I don't know if they just didn't game plan for the Eagles or the game plan was to just power run on them. The problem is Arthur Smith and the system. You know what I mean? I really think that they don't have an identity on offense. You know what I mean? I think that they're still in preseason because if you look at what they're doing, they expected to come in and power run. Now, that offensive line is not built to power run. The huge indicator is the second running back listed on the depth chart, which is Cordell Patterson. They wanted Derrick Henry, but they don't have a Derrick Henry. What the Titans have in an offensive line that they can get away from and not sign elite players is because they have Derrick Henry. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Now, teams are letting these guys try to run on them. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is and locking down the pass. Now you see Cal really getting the number one coverage, and maybe he can't break out of this. You know what I'm saying? That's leaving them to say, you know what, go ahead and throw the ball to Kyle Pitts. Go ahead and throw the ball to Russell Gage. These guys aren't possession receivers. It is what it is. But there is a bright side because Murphy Button is already out, and Carlton Davis has already been ruled out of this game pretty much. So, there's a chance for Calvin Ridley to get off here. But against his passive rush, I don't know what's going to happen with this offensive line and Matt Ryan. So, you know what I mean? I'm taking the points. I'm taking it with Tampa all day long. Buccaneers, Tampa Bay, you already know.
Okay. I got it at 34-20. Still think they win by 14. I still think it goes over.
Yeah.
Even the 51.5. Tampa Bay obviously wins this in a pretty easy fashion.
Yep.
On to the next matchup, Minnesota. On the road against the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona. -3.5, 51 over-under. I like the over in this game because I think there is shootout potential. Now, yes, you got to worry. Kirk Cousins is under duress, but I think the offensive line of the Tennessee Titans did not have a good game, period. They played the whole offense of the Tennessee Titans just didn't have it. Now, I think Minnesota will be able to hang in this game a little bit. I'm still not sitting here saying that Arizona's going to lose the game. I like Arizona. I like them even at 3.5, but I think Minnesota's going to be able to put up some points. So I think it's 34-26.
I think it's going to be total domination for the Arizona Cardinals. Just knowing this pass rush, I'm telling you, with Kirk Cousins, the way he performs under pressure, I don't think he can handle this pass rush at all. I think when the season is over, it's going to go down as Tampa Bay and Arizona being the top pass rush defenses in the league.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I think there's going to be a lot of butter balls thrown up in the air, and maybe you see, the secondary just really get off. There could be defensive touchdowns in this game. Now, Dalvin Cook, he might be able to slow this down a little bit. I think that he can run against Arizona a little bit, catch these passes out of the backfield. But all that long game, where was Justin Jefferson last week?
That's all right.
That's what I'm saying.
Think he's still hurting,
I don't
to be
see
honest.
it. I don't see this happening.
Okay.
I think Minnesota's going to go on the road and get smoked. And I got everything Arizona.
Okay. No,
Points, money line, whatever you want.
yeah, of course. I'm on the same boat. I like Arizona and all this. I like the over. I think Minnesota's gonna be able to score some points in this game. That's all I'm saying. I don't think they're. Oh yeah.
I don't see it. I really don't see it. I'm telling you.
Was there a team that, you know what I mean? I don't know. Minnesota will be fine to score enough points.
I mean, they scored barely 24 on Cincinnati last week. Arizona shut down a better offense, I think, in Tennessee last week.
Well, you got to realize Dalvin Cook had a pretty bad game last week. He really did 60 rushing yards.
So did Derrick
something
Henry.
like that. Yeah, exactly. That's because the offensive line. I'm telling you. Okay, well, that's fine.
These Cardinals are going
Maybe
to
I'm
shock everybody. I'm telling you.
No,
I really like it.
I got to see it again. That's all
All
I'm
right.
saying. They had a great game week 1. Don't get me wrong. And I was like, man, if they keep playing like this, obviously it's going to be exciting.
Rest in peace, Kirk Cousins. I'm telling you.
Okay, so we're both on Arizona on that one. Obviously, 3.5.
Because they got
is
a
fine.
lot. Minnesota got a lot of guys out on defense too. I just wonder, can Minnesota keep up with scoring with Arizona at all?
Yeah, I got you. I want to say Kyler, back-to-back home openers. I want to say he's got 1 touchdown in each game passing, so that's something to look out for too.
All right.
Considering, not good for me anyway. I got Kyler on my fantasy team, but Dallas Cowboys on the road against the Chargers. This is like sneakily the game of the week. You know,
Yeah.
it's got the highest over/under 55. We got the Chargers favored in this game.
It's weird, right?
3.5.
I don't understand that.
So, you know what? Taking this game, just looking at it, I like Dallas, honestly, to upset the Chargers. I really do.
I'm thinking
I got a
that too.
31-28 Dallas winning by a field goal. I think it's going to be over. I think there's going to be a lot of points to be had, but you never know. You get two teams, they bring it together like this, and all of a sudden there's 35 total points scored. You know what I mean? It's like games like this happen. So
I'm just looking at it from a perspective of Dallas in the last 2 years where we've seen them with Dak Prescott. You know what I mean? These guys are going to come back, even if they're down.
yeah,
Do you think that the Chargers are going to really outscore them early in the game? I don't think so.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So even if they're down with Dak, they're still going to keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back. I don't understand why this line and this total is this way. You know what I mean?
The Chargers defense is good. Don't get me wrong, but is it like
Elite?
game breaking?
No, I don't
That's what I'm saying.
know.
Like game breaking? I don't know. We'll see. They played the Washington football team, who threw
Yeah.
the ball 20 total times against them and ran
That's
the ball 20
Washington,
times.
though. You
That's
know
what
what
I'm
I
saying.
mean?
So it's hard to judge how great that defense is. This week's the ultimate test. They're playing the Dallas Cowboys
That's what I'm
offense.
saying. Look how Dallas played Tampa last week. I
Yeah.
mean, it was a very good game, and they kept. I got Dallas in an upset in this game.
Yeah, me too. I got them 31-28. We're both on Dallas for the upset. I'm going to take the over 255 points, even though it's a lot. I think you got two elite offenses. Period.
And honestly, down there, Dallas probably have most of the fans in the stadium.
Yeah.
This is probably a home game for them.
Right.
So I just don't understand it at all.
Yeah, so we're both on Dallas, so we can move on. Tennessee Titans on the road against Seattle Seahawks.
This is a tricky game.
I know it is. -6.5. That's kind of large against the Tennessee Titans team, albeit they got whooped last week, so I understand. 54 over/under. This just, for some reason, it just smells to me it's going to be under in this one. You know, it really does. I like Seattle to win the game. I don't know if they can win by 6.5, though.
I got a sneaky suspicion that Tennessee might pull this game out.
Yeah.
It's something about this game I just don't like, and I'm probably going to stay away from it betting. But, you look at how bad they played last week. Seattle's defense is not as daunting and threatening as Arizona's defense. I don't think so, especially not in the pass rush. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Julio, AJ Brown still seen the touchdown, the end zone last week. You got to think that Derrick Henry is going to have a big game here, at least a comeback game, at least 100 yards or something. They could probably dictate this clock a little bit. I'm having trouble with this one, to be honest with you, like completely. This is one that I'm staying away from on every aspect.
Yeah, of course. I'll be honest. Like I said, I really think Seattle will be able to pull out the game at home. They played so efficient and so good last week against Colts defense, albeit it was already a little banged up even going into week 1. But they played good.
Yeah,
now they're
Tennessee
going home.
defense does suck.
That's what I'm saying.
The
So
12th man will be there. You forget about that.
yeah, and Russell Wilson, the news. You know, he's mourning, you know, a death of a good
That could
friend.
be a plus
so,
or a crazy positive.
well, that's what I'm saying.
You know what
I
I mean?
think you know he's going to give it all he's got. I think this could be a huge win for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, let's give a Seahawks money line. I'll take it all day long.
Okay, yeah. So we'll move on. Kansas City
Yeah.
at Baltimore. I like Kansas City. Period. I really think they're going to just be able to win the football game. Marlon Humphrey's talking about him. He's a little banged up.
Yeah.
Already lost Marcus Peters. We saw the secondary already lack a little bit against the Las Vegas Raiders team. This is the Kansas City Chiefs. If they can't get after Patrick Mahomes, it's over. Period.
You don't
know?
believe in the Sammy Watkins revenge game?
Come on, man. Hopefully, I don't wish no injuries on nobody, to be honest. So hopefully he stays healthy.
Yeah.
But I like the Chiefs here. They got it at -4, 54.5 over under. I want to take the over here, but I don't know Baltimore. That offense, man, it's Lamar Jackson and really not much else. You know, so are they going to be able to put up the points to be able to hang with these Chiefs?
Yeah, I don't know. You got Marquise Brown already questionable. He was questionable last week, so he probably will suit up to play.
Yeah.
You look at Sammy Watkins. He was on 90% of the snaps. 33 of 37 of his dropbacks, he ran a route. So, you know, he's going to be very effective in this game or just even being on the field, period. So, he has very viable targets.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews should have a bounce back game because outside of the Honey Badger, I don't respect that secondary at all. You know what I mean? Even on the defensive line.
Yeah.
Chris Jones, these guys in the middle, I don't really respect it at all. You know what I'm saying? I think Tyson could have a really good game. Lamar should go crazy here rushing the ball, but
yeah, of course.
Can they keep up with Kansas City in this game? 3 losses since Lamar has been there. I don't think they're going to win this time either.
Yeah, only the second time in Lamar Jackson's career for Baltimore that he's an underdog at home. You know, so it's a crazy number, but I just like the Chiefs here. Even at the 4, this line's moved a lot. 5 this morning. It's at 4. It was at 3.5 to start. This line's been kind of pretty crazy throughout the week, so I'm going to take the Chiefs. I really think they'll be able to get it done, albeit they haven't been able to beat anybody in spreads, right? So the Chiefs end up winning by 3. Is that what's going to happen? You know,
yeah, they've been in a lot of one-score games, so you know what? I'm gonna take Baltimore +4.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
All
gonna
right.
do that.
Baltimore +4. Okay, we'll split on that one. The last matchup, Detroit to Green Bay. There's not much to say here. Green Bay favored 11.5. I worry just a little bit because Green Bay, Zadarius Smith's out. Are they going to be able to effectively be able to stop that run? Because honestly, last week they didn't do a very good job against Alvin Kamara. All the Detroit Lions have is Hawkinson in the run. You know what I mean? The running backs. So I'm not saying that Detroit Lions going to hang in this game. I like Green Bay. I worry about that big point spread, to be honest. But last year, Green Bay 42-21 against these Detroit Lions. So and this game could easily get out of hand. I could see Rodgers throwing 6 touchdowns here.
Detroit. I mean, Green Bay. First of all, they couldn't get no pressures on the quarterback last year. You already got Zadarius Smith out for this game, so you know. Looking at the offensive line, they stood up pretty good against the Niners last week. They were able to come back a little bit within 8 points of that game. So that 11 points, I'm not taking that. I'm gonna just take Green Bay money line. Period. I have no conviction about that at all. Green Bay gonna win this game. It's gonna be a huge revenge game for Aaron Rodgers and company and Devontae and Aaron Jones.
Yes,
I think you can start those guys easily because they were obviously duds for you last week.
Yeah, in fantasy, they're the number 1 guys if you want to have Green Bay Packers this week for sure.
Yeah, for real.
So obviously we got Green Bay to win this game pretty handily. Pretty safe to say. 48.5 over under. I got the under in this one. I got a little feeling that Green Bay's going to score a lot. Detroit's going to score a little, and it might be under. So that's been the matchups. Every matchup that we went through. All your picks. We'll be able to keep track this season. Really see where we lie towards the end of the season. So once again, if you like the video, subscribe. Share, thumb bell, all that good stuff.
All that shit.
And Sunday football. Just 2 days away, 1 day away when you get this. And get excited. So anyway, for the first 4 downs, it's been B. Scott.
G.O.D.
And we out.
See you next week.